By 1966, Winnebago Lutheran Academy was growing rapidly, but that growth came with its own set of challenges. Enrollment was climbing and space was becoming increasingly limited. As early as 1968, discussions began about expanding the campus to accommodate the growing student body. Initially, a $700,000 project was proposed, but many congregations rejected it, citing lingering financial concerns from the 1954 debt. The plan was revised to focus on immediate necessities: a commons area, a band room, a library, and additional classrooms. In 1971, after years of planning, groundbreaking began on this new chapter for WLA.
I was in pep club and concert choir and forensics and drama. The building expansion was going on my senior year, so I know that was rather disruptive. Seniors got to go to the gym for study hall, so that was like a privilege, and we didn't have anyone watching over us. So I suppose I enjoyed being involved in that part of it. I thought about, what was my favorite memory, and one really struck with me, and that was before there was ever Choral Fest. In 1972, the year I graduated, there was something called High School 72. And I don't believe it had ever been done before. We got together with the other Lutheran high schools down at Uelheim Hall at the Performing Arts Center in Milwaukee. And I still remember being behind this gold threaded curtain, and we were singing Beautiful Savior at the beginning of the concert as it slowly rose up. And even some of those songs that we sang at that weekend just have stuck with me. And I do believe Choral Fest ended up getting evolved out of that.
Less than a year later, on February 20th, 1972, the new expansion was dedicated. Reverend Robert J. Voss, a leader in Lutheran education and a former local pastor, delivered the keynote address, marking the beginning of a new era for WLA. The 1970s brought more advancements in student life. In 1970, WLA Student Council was established, giving students a stronger voice on campus. Athletically, track and field achieved notable success. After girls' sports were reinstated in 1973, the track team brought home multiple Wisconsin Independent Schools Athletic Association state championships in Class B during the late 1970s and early 80s.
I was involved as class vice president at WLA for 4 years in a row, probably because I didn't really want to be president. But it was an honor serving each of those 4 years. I was also involved in athletics. I think I did track a year. I did football a couple of years until I got hurt. Played basketball, and just was always an active person in the stands cheering on the WLA teams also. I wanted to be involved in student council. It was a part of, the student government at that time. There weren't really a lot of things that we did as a student council, but some of the memorable things are homecoming. And at that time, when you had homecoming, we had a parade down Main Street, down Merrill, and you built floats. And you went to whoever had a garage and then build that float. And that was, that's the main thing that I remember as far as one of the responsibilities that you had for student council. I was a senior in 73, 74, and about that time is when girls athletics started to begin here at WLA. You could tell there was a change coming.
By the early 1980s, the need for another expansion became clear. Crowded basketball games, late-night athletic practices in the hallways due to a lack of gym space, and outdated classrooms highlighted the urgency. In 1985, the plenary board approved a $1.4 million expansion project. The plan transformed the original gym into 2 levels of classrooms, opened space for art and home economics, and prepared the school for the rapidly advancing world of technology. Principal Schibelhut led a tireless volunteer work campaign to save costs. From laying sod on the football field to installing ceiling tiles and even completing electrical work, the WLA community came together in remarkable ways. Through their dedication, the Academy saved nearly $200,000. From 1966 to 1985, WLA continued to grow and adapt, always grounded in its mission to provide Christ-centered education. These efforts, fueled by the determination of the WLA community, ensured that the Academy would remain a beacon of faith and learning for generations to come. By 1985, WLA had 2,316 graduates and continued to expand its influence with a growing legacy of academic excellence, athletic achievements, and strong community support.